Hello Year 6 parents and welcome back to our slightly adapted academic year of 2020-21. Hopefully we'll have a fantastic year in Year 6. I'm also hopeful I don't need too many introductions at this point. I'm Mr. Weston in case you are unsure. Hopefully you'll know me already. I'm aware that I've taught a lot of siblings, so a lot of you, this is old news, and you'll probably be able to flick through a lot of this very quickly. It's lovely to see familiar faces back in Year 6, and for new faces, hopefully, we'll build a good relationship for the benefit of your children. A couple of things. This week we would normally have our sort of big back to school meeting for Year 6. We do it for every year group. Year 6 tends to be an evening one because we have quite a lot to report. So instead of that, with the current restrictions, there is a presentation on this page which is called Welcome to Year 6 2020. So please have a flick through that. We'd normally also do a presentation on PGL. At the moment that's postponed till March. We don't really know anything about that to tell you at the moment. So we will postpone the meeting for that or a presentation for that to a later point. And we also usually do something about SATs, but I really don't want to overload you at this point, so I'll perhaps do that in the second half of term. First of all, it's been fantastic to see the children come back happy. They've settled in really well. I'm really pleased and proud of them already for how they're sort of adapting to things. And it's been a very, very positive classroom so far. We're getting a good work ethic going, and that's to everyone's credit, children and parents. So thank you very much for supporting with that. It's a big year, Year 6. Obviously, we're going to support them with their learning as much as we possibly can, being aware of what they may have not quite had as much support with last year because of COVID or anything else, as well as all of the Year 6 work we need to do, but also being mindful, of course, at the current time of well-being and the fact that some children may have the odd anxiety that we need to deal with. As I said, many of you have been with Year 6 before. I don't want to talk too much. Flick through the PDF file. I'm sorry now, it's really dry. Normally you'd have my entertainment value speaking over the top of it. It is just very wordy. I've fleshed it out quite a lot this year just so that it explains it in a bit more detail while I'm not talking over it. I'm just going to mention a couple of the headlines now, which are things which are probably just slightly different this year. Reading records, which normally you'd have had by now. We're just sending out a piece of paper each week with one page. Fill that in for the week. It'll come to you on a Monday. Children fill it in for the week and bring it back in the following Monday. We will check it over and put it in a file. It's just to avoid books coming back and forth that we're handling, you're handling, and that kind of thing. We're just trying to minimise that at the moment. So we will check it and it will go on file. Just in Year 6 as well, you don't need to sign off every time your child reads, just once at the end of the week is fine. Homework books, we're also just sending a sheet at the moment. So homework will come out on a Friday. The maths or English homework is always due back on the Tuesday. Again, children will bring it on a sheet. We generally mark it together in Year 6 and they will just stick it into their homework book for now. In terms of homework, we also in Year 6, some of you who've been with us before will know we buy revision books. Last year we did this quite early and that worked really well. We buy a set of books which children can use for homework basically through the year. I know we just said about books not going back and forth, but I don't handle those. They would do the work in the books at home, they bring them in, we mark them together, they upload a screenshot of their work to Seesaw and I look at it on there. These books we can get heavily discounted at school. I think last year they cost £11.50 where they cost like £26 in the shops. You get 5 books, it's really good value. What we try and do is buy them into school and then ask parents to purchase them from us, and then children have ownership of their own set of books. It's not compulsory, but it is really useful and we've found that children really enjoy working that way in the past. So I'll send out a letter about that in the near future when we've got them on order. The other sort of new stuff I guess is PE, and they're coming into school in their PE kit on the right day. Thankfully our PE is at the end of the day so we don't get a smelly classroom of sweaty children for too long. The other thing obviously is contact at the moment. Obviously I will bring children out at the end of the day. Some of you might see me there, but we're trying to get people in and out on this staggered finish time, so it's not the best time to see me if you want an in-depth discussion about your child's progress. The best way to contact us at the moment, honestly, is to send an email to the school office and they will forward it to me and then I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can, either by email or phone, whatever you've requested. It is important that we work together this year. We may not be able to see each other too much, but obviously we want your children to have a fantastic last year at school. One way not to communicate is Seesaw. You'll have realised they've had their home learning logins. Seesaw is a work portfolio for sort of work that they can't put in books, music, computing, things like that. It's really handy if children are at home as they were in lockdown. It isn't a communication tool though, so as I say, please avoid using it that way. If children are at home for any period of time because they're self-isolating or we have any local lockdowns or anything like that, then that will be used for us to post videos for the children to respond to and for them to put work up. But otherwise, have a lovely weekend. I'm hoping I'll see you soon. And if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Bye for now.